here's my day in the life. Nothing like water in the morning. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to do a little day in the life vlog of a PhD student. Now, I picked a Tuesday because Tuesdays are debatably my best training day. I do the most in work and in training. So, I get up with P, she's getting ready now, and I actually just run with her to work. She's on the bike, and I'm just doing a little bit of tempo. So a morning bit of tempo, nothing too crazy, but I've been building up slowly. I've started out with 20-minute tempo, then a 25-minute tempo, and this week and last week I'm racing. So I've split it up into sections. So I've done a broken tempo. Last week I did 10, 10, 5 with 2 minutes rest in between. And this week, maybe do 3 sets of 10. We'll see how I feel on the second one, and then we'll decide from there. But yeah, gotta go run alongside all the commuters. And usually I do a little bit of work before we go, get some code run off, but kind of at a standstill right now. So basically just gonna look at my code for a bit, I think, and then see if I can get anything done. And then I'll be back in like 40 minutes or so. But yeah, hope you enjoy this. Come along. Hey, I just got back. Now, so workout went well. It's just supposed to be controlled, all tempo. Got the race shoes out, so maybe a bit faster than normal. I ended up doing 3x10, which felt really good. Never felt like I was pushing too hard. And I have another session this afternoon, so it should never really feel too hard. I think I did the first in 3:38, the next in 3:34, the last in 3:33 maybe. I'll put the heart rates up there as well because it's the important bit. I think the last one, the last two might have been closer to threshold, but it was all in the wind, and I was just trying to make it pretty honest to be real. So now that I've got home, I just tanned some water, and now I'm gonna stretch, and I'm gonna do a bit of reading. I have a confirmation report, so a 1-year report for my PhD due in
a month. That's scary. I have a draft. I'm basically just editing it. So as you can see, just editing it on here. And while I do that, I'll stretch. So yeah, I'll see you next. I think that after I'm done stretching, probably do a section or two, maybe finish this chapter actually, because there's not that much left in it, and then make some breakfast. So yeah, hope you're enjoying this. And thanks P for some footage. That was really nice. It was a really nice day as well. It didn't feel windy on the way out, but that's because it was very windy on the way back. See you later.
Just throw this in a little microwave oven. $154, no more, no less. And then we wait, and usually when I do a lot's cooking, is I go shower. So I'll go do that real quick. See ya. Now we throw some honey in there. Good helping of honey. So now I'm just gonna get started on work. I'm gonna make those changes to my confirmation report, have breakfast, and then yeah, probably look at my to-do list, which is right here. Maybe try to fix my code up. I'm having some issues with, well, it's technical, so I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just having some issues, so try to fix that. And yeah, next time I see you will probably be for lunch, which will be in an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. So yeah, see you then. Oh, one other thing. I also like to write at least my tempo sessions, my morning sessions, on this little piece of paper, just so that I have a log of the heart rates and stuff for it, just so that I have a track, so that before I have a race, I can just look back at this and see all the work that I've done in the mornings and how far I've come along. Like, I've gotten my heart rate down substantially just from basically 2 months of this sort of training, which was really cool. So yeah, see you later. Hey again. Just finished up my work for the morning, working for like 2.5-ish hours. An electrician came to look at our sockets to make sure everything was looking good and everything was fine, which was nice. did some writing of my confirmation report, did some fixes, worked on my code, and then for a little bit of the time, I looked into the race we're doing this weekend. So it's the Southern Road Relays. So I looked at the times that we might need for our second team to potentially get into the national road relays, which might be quite hard, but we have a pretty strong second team, so maybe something will happen. Usually 2 teams only go for the clubs that are really big and really strong, but we have quite a good depth of runners who aren't like really fast but are still pretty decently fast, so it's a good option. But as far as lunch goes, I'm having rice and tuna. Not the most interesting, but I know it really sits well with me, which is nice. I've gone through a lot of phases of different things. I know when I was starting out running, I really didn't know what to eat when I had a session in the afternoon, and I just feel awful for it. I'd feel full. It's really just a trial and error, and when it's with food and running, the errors can be quite big. But what I found helped was just having simple carbs. So I used to have potatoes and chicken, or rice and chicken, or rice and tuna, all those things. Get a little bit of protein in, get a lot of carbs. I mean, I have a cup of uncooked rice, so it is quite a monstrous meal. But I always found that rice just fills me up a bit better. So that's why I've switched to rice. It's also easier to cook than potatoes sometimes. I used to do like a baked potato, throw them in the microwave, throw them in the oven for a little bit. So that's how far the food goes. And then obviously just trying to hydrate throughout the day. Yeah, I feel like with food, just do whatever works for you. And what works for me probably won't work for you. And what works for you probably won't work for me. So just trying to find whatever does work for you through trial and error is the only way to really do it. So yeah, there's no really one solution, but because some people can eat whatever they want and they'll be totally fine. I'm just not one of those people. Then as far as the rest of the day goes, probably eat this, watch some YouTube videos, just chill for a little break in the middle of the day, and then I'll get on to doing work until the next session. And I've put this session earlier in the day, one because it's a shorter session, because we're having a bit of a deload week before, had a race last weekend, have a race this weekend, so it's kind of important to take a bit of a down week, because I've had 4 or 5 weeks of pretty solid training, so it need to come down a little bit, absorb some of that training. So the session's shorter, so I've decided to go out a bit shorter because I have to go to Guildford for 2 supervisor meetings tomorrow, which is a 2-hour drive there and back, so I'll have to leave quite early. So I want to get to bed somewhat early, so I'm trying to take my caffeine earlier in the day, have the session earlier in the day, so that I can go to bed a bit earlier and make sure I actually get some sleep and get some recovery. But yeah, for the rest of the day I'm just going to be doing much the same. Probably start working at about 1 again, probably work until 4 or 5, and then I'll take you along what my kind of pre-run routine is, when I take the caffeine. I'm going to eat probably about 5 to 6 hours before I'm working out, so that's not actually when I go out for my run and warm up. That's like when I expect the first rep to start. I'm eating like 5 to 6 hours before then, so it's really like 4.5 hours before I actually run anything, which is kind of an important note. I feel like it doesn't really matter as long as it's within 4 hours before. For me, usually I'm pretty good, but yeah, that's kind of it. I'll talk to you again when I'm taking my caffeine. Maybe I can talk you through some of what I do in my actual work, because no, that's probably not that interesting. But yeah, it's just physics, so yeah. I'll see you later. Yum. Yep, so this may not be the most pleasing lunch you've ever seen, but does the trick. So now I'm just gonna eat it and then watch some YouTube videos. If you're curious about which YouTube videos I do watch a lot of running YouTube videos, of course, but I'm also a big speedrunning fan. So right now I'm into Trackmania. I'm big into Super Smash Bros. Melee as far as not speedrunning games, Mario 64, those sorts of things. So a true nerd, as you might say. So I go from physics to video games for a bit. But yeah, I'll see you later. Enjoy the food. Hey, now while my code runs, just as any restful day is, I'm going to take a quick 30-minute nap. And then I'm going to get back up when my code's finished, which is probably going to be in 30 minutes. And then I'm going to keep working. Nice. See you off to the nap. It's about that time of day now. It's time for some caffeine. Woo! 2 hours before the session, cracking open a cold one. Get that down the hatch, and I'll be off in 2 hours. I think the caffeine's kicked in. All packed and ready to go. Not just, whoa. Now before I go, just doing a few little looseners, some toe walks, heel walks, whoop, almost tripped, lunges, and then some hip work. That's it.
From the best bubble tea place in East Cambridge to Cocoa, we got a chocolate bubble tea and a vanilla bubble tea. Tried this one before, absolutely banging. Haven't tried this one, but it's gonna be like chalky milk, right? Who doesn't love chalky milk? Double session done, baby! Oh yeah!
Ooh, yummy!
What a good puncture for both those bubble teas. We're gonna tan these. Bubble tea review! The chocolate one does not taste good with the tapioca. The vanilla one is really good with the tapioca. Don't get the chocolate one, please. And don't get the taro milk.
Yeah.
It tasted a bit like... What did it taste like?
It tasted like waffles.
Oh yeah, it did taste like waffles.
It was really like bready,
Yeah.
but like not in a good way. Like not good waffles.
I think P said that it tasted like the beer of boba teas at one point, or that's what our verdict was. So yeah, that's about how it tasted. I liked it, but I don't think I'd get it again. The blueberry one was good though.
Yeah.
I think we've almost tried all the flavors, and if you get 5 of them, you get this stamp. If you get 5 stamps, you can get a little keychain. And me being a little Pokemon nerd, there's a little Togepi keychain, which is so cute. I don't want to get it, but I keep forgetting the stamp thing, so hopefully we'll get it eventually. We go there too much to not have 5 right now, but yeah. There's your bubble tea review. Time for dinner. Got a Sunny D that we randomly found at Asda the other day. Tastes beautiful. Chorizo pasta. Oh yeah. So what's up?
Back again, now the next morning. Had a very restful night last night. Watched some Netflix, had a lot of food, just trying to get that recovery going. I'm not going to talk much about the workout. It just didn't feel that great. I put the splits up. I hit all the splits I thought I was going to, but just didn't feel that great. I think I probably pushed the first session a bit too hard, but that was kind of the goal this yesterday. I wanted to get longer reps in at a slightly faster pace, just because on the weekend I'm going to be going a bit faster, and it's only a 6K, so just kind of using these sessions as a way of preparing for those races the best I can. And I know double threshold is a big talk right now, and that's not really what I've been doing. I've mostly been doing 2 session days, where the first session is pretty conservative, so around that tempo type effort, which is probably around marathon effort, if that was a pace, even though I don't do marathons. And the second session is usually a lot faster, so it'll be threshold or faster generally. And when I was in middle distance season, so I was training for the steeplechase then, it was a lot faster stuff. So it was only 800, 1500 paces, but it was quite a short session. So only around 3K of work. But now when we're getting into cross country season, it's a bit more about strength. So it's kind of transformed into a bit more threshold 10K type effort in the afternoon. But I've found that the first session can really make the second session feel awful, and the second session can make the next few days feel like really, really bad recovery-wise and sleep-wise. So I found that you really have to hold back on these, and it feels really good 2 days down the line for the next workout. So yeah, that's all I really have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you liked it, and yeah, maybe I'll do another one of these when we're deep into winter training, kind of see how it changes, and then maybe one again in road season and then another in the track season next year. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you later.